What's up? How's it going, guys? It's good to see everyone. I was just down. I read that if you stayed low, you can defeat Corona, because Corona stays up high, and then that's at least what I read. So I don't know if it's true. But that's what I choose to believe. So I can't catch Corona if I'm down there. I learned can't catch Corona if I buy enough TP. And I have a delivery coming. It's a full truckload. Should be here on Saturday or maybe Sunday. I hope none of you know exactly where I live, because you know what? I actually hope some of you do, because then I could maybe start selling it a little bit on the side. We've got a lot of TP coming our way. So hey, welcome. I'm so excited that there's like more than one person here. We have 2 people at least, so that's fun for me, and hopefully moderately fun for you. It's somewhat sunny today. It was overcast earlier, but it's starting to clear up, which is good. That always affects my cocktail mood. I'm kind of just fickle that way, where if it's like rainy or overcast, sometimes I want a Manhattan or Martini. Also sometimes like a beer or a daiquiri. And so I guess my point is it has nothing to do with the weather and everything to do with kind of how I'm feeling right now. So how's the Pink Shirt Gang doing? Still healthy, still with us? I guess if you weren't with us, you wouldn't be able to answer that question. But yeah, I'm glad you're here. Special shout out, by the way, to Ann from Falls Church. You joined us yesterday. Hopefully you're back today. If not, then you have no idea that you just missed a very special shout out. So, but if you are here, then you do know, and that's great. So I'm so glad you came back. And really, I could say so many wonderful things, and if you're not here, it's not as awkward. So, okay, cool. We got a couple. It's good to see everybody here. We got Andrew TW back again. I love it. So good to see you. Alexander's back again for another round. We got Rial. I wish I looked up how to say hello in Romanian, but I have not yet. Sorry about that. Sorry. Got a lot going on. Okay, so what do we got going on for dinner today? In the description, I did write that we're doing roasted broccoli with some burrata and frozen garlic bread. Don't judge me. I have a few more days till my next shipment from my grocery delivery, and I'm working on kind of cleaning some things out of the freezer and out of the fridge. I got to make sure it's very small. Everything's very tidy, very small, so I have to make sure I kind of bring things in. The downside, though, is I'm not quite as organized, so that I don't have an Excel spreadsheet or anything going to remind me like when to eat what. That would be very cool. But now I'm just fantasizing, really, about a spreadsheet. Improvised gang. Okay, cool. We got 2 cameras set up. All this is working. I figured out how not to let it go to sleep. I got my dog here. She's very excited to have some of these treats with you guys. Shall we make a cocktail? For this dinner, actually, let's have a pre-dinner cocktail. Let's do martini. I'm feeling a martini because it's kind of that bridge cocktail for me, where I can have martinis in the winter, in the fall, and in the spring, still when it's kind of chilly. But when it starts to turn to like official spring, like the end of March into summer, I can still have them. And I do. But let's have one tonight. All right. So I'm doing a traditional martini here. Let me get some supplies. If you're mixing with me, you're gonna need gin and dry vermouth. And if you really want to be old school, you could do a couple of drops of orange blossom water. Or no, I'm sorry, orange bitters. You could do that. I'm not gonna do that. We're just gonna go kind of modern style. Andrew will be very happy to know that the sapphire is making a reappearance. None of that gorgeous stuff.
Hey, Bailey.
That's my dog. She wants one too. Who do you think the second one's for today? Yeah, you've got one coming. I'll make it dry, fine. Just don't bark again. Whatever you say. All right, so it's a great cocktail. Woof, yeah, exactly. She's very excited about her martini coming up. Gin. Oh yeah, real quick, before we get into this, I'm very, what do you mean, here we go? What do you mean, here we go? Yeah, go back in the back room. Okay, so I'm moderately opinionated slash very opinionated about martinis. For a while there, it was very popular to say, oh, I'll have a martini, and then the waiter, or you know what, I'll say this. People assume that a martini comes with vodka, and I would just like to say that if you say the word martini, that means gin, but if you say the phrase vodka martini, that means a vodka martini. That means a martini made with vodka instead of gin. And I actually think that's okay. I've come back from my very opinionated days, and now I'm just pretty opinionated about this. But I don't think the default is gin. I'm sorry, I don't think the default is vodka. Because like when I order a Negroni, nobody says, well, what kind of base spirit do you want in that? Do you want gin or vodka or cognac? What are you looking for? I know my dog would be looking for beef bouillon, but that's just her. Anyway, this is my opinion. And moderately opinionated. Wait, what? Lauren? Okay, Lauren Lane author. Okay, let me get some ice going. Let's get this cocktail happening. Do you want one, by the way, or no? Just asking. Okay. Moderately opinionated. Of course I am. Yeah, she's back. And Doggo's back. Everybody's back. Alexa's even back. Alexa, how you doing, girl?
You caught me in the middle of doing the hokey pokey, so I'm all turned around.
She said that I caught her in the middle of doing the hokey pokey, so she's all turned around. Alexa, do you want to play Twister later?
I'm not sure.
Oh, she's not sure. Fair question. I kind of came on strong. It's a little weird to just shout out, hey, do you want to play Twister? I'm going to be making 2 of these. The other thing to note, and this is another moderate opinion, is a lot of people, when they order martini in a restaurant or at a bar, it's very dry, which means it's just gin. And I know there's memes out there, like it's always attributed to Winston Churchill that a good martini is raising a martini glass and looking across the room at the dry vermouth. I think that's a terrible martini. Honestly, I think that's gross. There's no gin that I think is good enough where it's just good to just have the gin. I think it always needs a little bit of dry vermouth. My dog is sitting right here whining at me because she's very thirsty. Okay, so let's get some dry vermouth going. I'm gonna do a 2 1/4 ounce to 1/2 ounce. So not quite totally dry, but fairly dry. So I'm making 2 of these, so I need 1 ounce of dry vermouth. All the boom. Okay, good. Oh yeah. No, no one's out there. It's not. No. Eddie's. Hey, you want a little treat? There you go. I gave her a little treat. Okay, and 2 1/4 times 2 of this. So let's do 12. All right. So here's the other thing that people are very opinionated on with regard to their martinis is shaken or stirred. And honestly, because nothing else I say here is honest, this one thing will be honest. I honestly don't care. I think shaken is just fine. I think stirred is just fine. I like a little bit of dilution in there. I think it helps. It cools it down faster. It's both of these ingredients end up pretty clear as well, so it's not like we're gonna get a very clouded drink out of this. It's not like we're shaking a Negroni where it ends up totally frothy on top. So I'm gonna shake this and judge me if you want. If you want. If you haven't already. I'm ready. Hold on. All right, let's, I think the volume would be okay. Holler if it's too loud. I think we're okay. Better now? If ever I look down and start talking, Most of the time it's to my dog. Yeah, where's my mother? She said she was going to be here. No idea. Hopefully she logged on at some point. Okay. All right. There we go. Why is there so much up in there? That's a good question. Oh, also, I don't think other drinks should be called martini unless it's a martini. I mean, I know I'm in the minority here. People refer to any kind of drink that's served like this as a martini. And I know I'm on the losing end of this argument, by the way. I know that I'm not going to convince anybody. I'm just telling you because you're here in my home with me. These are my thoughts. I think this is a martini. Nothing else is. That's all I wanted to say. 1 and 2. Oh, did I even them out? Pretty good. I'll put a second olive in this one. Okay, so here's the other thing, is you can serve this with olives. You can do it with a twist. So this is where you get to be fancy. I don't know what Lauren Lane author wants, because sometimes she's in a olive mood, sometimes she's in a twist mood. Sometimes when she's feeling a little randy, she does them both. So, you know what? Maybe I'll just do them both and see what happens. I'll do 1 and 1. That way I can't screw this up. Unless she wants both. Oh no. Okay. I'm worried now. I'm worried. Okay. Let's do the slightly emptier one with... We'll do this one with olives. If you do have like a fancy... Oh man, that brine is so good. If you do have like a fancy toothpick, now's the time to use it. You can also go crazy if you want to with like blue cheese stuffed olives, or pimento's not crazy, but that's pretty standard. Pimento stuffed olives, that's fine. Do whatever you want to do. You know, this is... No one's gonna know. We'll do this one with a twist. I actually think this makes a huge difference. I might be insane. Do I have to approve? There we go. Whoop. There we go. So yeah, I might be, I might be in the minority here again, but I think this makes a very big difference in the taste of the drink. The lemon juice, like just a little tiny bit of that zest spritzed there, brings out like a slightly different angle on the juniper and the gin than the olives do. So, I'm gonna taste both of these. Thanks, pup. Well, which one did you want? I know, I mixed you one. This one could be good too. Oh, those are very good. Lauren, darling.
Yes.
Which one would you like?
Oh.
I could also put a lemon zest on this.
No, I'll take the olives.
Okay.
How did everybody handle the kangaroo frenzy?
Oh, I didn't tell them about the word kangaroo.
Your histrionics.
Oh yeah, so that's the other thing. Traditionally, if you order a vodka martini, if you want to be very specific about that, the name of the cocktail is a kangaroo.
Sorry I brought it up.
Why are you sorry you brought it up?
Thanks for the martini.
You're welcome for the martini,
Is it
Lauren.
vodka or gin?
It's gin, Lauren. There's no such... Don't use words like histrionics.
I'm a writer.
She's a writer. Okay. Let's see, what did I miss? We're all good? Twist is real. Yes, all good. So this is mine. I'm having a twist. This is great. I love it. I love it. You know, it's kind of like having a boy or a girl as a child, from what I hear. Twist, olives, kind of the same thing, just a slightly different flavor. Yeah. Okay, so for dinner tonight, I'm cooking kind of like this is a very simple thing to do, but I need to clean out part of my fridge, part part of my freezer. So we're doing roasted broccoli with freezer garlic bread that I have in my freezer, and then some burrata with some olive oil. So I've got, good, the oven's going. That's what I wanted to make sure. Let's make the olive oil. This is a flavored olive oil that I've made for years, and this is actually the quarantine version of it, so it doesn't have a lot of other flavors. It's pretty one note. But it's, I first had this at a restaurant called Europa Bistro in Tacoma, Washington. My wife and I used to go there all the time. Oh, at the time we were younger and not married, so we were dating, but this was in high school. We were actually high school sweethearts. But it's a little Italian place, and they used to make this oil that was so good. All it was just olive oil and like a bunch of dried herbs, some fresh herbs, and some garlic. That's it. Nothing fancy, but they would let it sit on the tables every single day. It was so good. You could pour it yourself, dip endless amounts of bread in there. And so I'm gonna do the same thing today. And again, this is the simplified version because I don't have a lot of stuff. We are going to need some olive oil. So, and this stuff keeps for a while as long as you don't put a bunch of fresh stuff in there. So if you're just using dried herbs, you can keep it for probably a few weeks. If you're using fresh stuff, you know, taste it. If you see stuff growing in there, don't eat it. I think garlic is the only thing, or is the main thing to worry about. I hear stories of people that are, you know, they try to make infusions, olive oil infusions with fresh garlic, and that's, I don't know what the specific toxin is in there. It's like botulism or something. I don't mean to be spreading false news on YouTube. I'd be the first to do that, but just don't, you know, if you're using fresh stuff, eat it within a few days. Put it that way. We're going dry, so I'm gonna put a little bit of red pepper, crushed red pepper in there. Let's do a ton of oregano. This is dried oregano, and I know that looks like a lot, but here's the deal. All this is just gonna be on bread. You know what, let's go more. And you want as much flavor as you can get in there. So, and the dried stuff is way less flavorful than fresh stuff, so that's okay. That's what we're going for. And I kind of thought, what if this is a new thing for me, I'm experimenting here. What if we put a little bit of dried, smoked, or not dried, but smoked paprika in here? I'm just gonna try a little tiny bit, maybe to color it a little bit. I don't know if it's gonna be good. It could totally stink. But I figured, you know, let's like mark it with a little red. Whatever, it's quarantine times. We may not see the other side of this, so if I don't try now, I might never. We'll call it the coronavirus. Now, yeah, we'll just go with oil. Okay. Stay with us. Yes, Alexander, stay with us. Okay. We're just gonna give this a stir. This is it. You can let this sit in a bowl. Sometimes I do this and just stick it up in the cupboard and let it sit for weeks until I remember I have it, and then we're good. Oh, and salt. Oh, of course. You can be pretty generous with salt here too because a lot of it sinks to the bottom. You got to keep stirring it, but most of the time when we're using this, it's going to be either dipping bread or sometimes to like dress scrambled eggs or maybe throw it on a salad or something like that. And you need a little bit of salad in there, or a little bit of sal. Sal? Did I actually say sal? Oh, that's terrible. Salt is what I meant to say, not sal. It's been a long day. And it really hasn't, but I just like saying that. I want the kind of life where I could use a phrase like, it's been a day. I know people who say stuff like that, and you hear like everybody says stuff like, boy, it's been a day. It's never been a day. It's never once. You can deal with it. It's a day. Everybody has days. You're good. Okay, so there's our oil. It's all set. I'll get the burrata ready. I like serving it in a black bowl. You can serve it in any color bowl. Burrata, if you're not familiar with it, it's basically like mozzarella that's been injected with a mixture of stracciatella and cream. So it comes in a ball. All right, we'll just do the whole unveiling right here. I'm using a steak knife for this. That's the worst possible thing, but there we go. Maybe it's not a bad thing. All right, it comes in a little ball, and it's kind of cute, right? When we cut this open, it'll a lot of like the stracciatella, the cream will start to spill out a little bit. It'll look great. It's just kind of a fun. It's like a couple different cheeses in one. It's fun. But it's pretty mildly flavored, right? Because mozzarella doesn't have a lot of flavor. It's just basically milk and rennet. So we're gonna need to spritz this up a little bit with the oil. We'll do some drizzle of salt on top. That'll flavor it up. If you don't have this or you want to try other flavors, you could top it with pesto. You could like chop up. Oh yeah, good call. How's that, Craig? Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Let me see. Is that better? That's
Oh, did you just move that?
I just moved it. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, guys. Good.
Other people mentioned it too.
Yeah, other people were mentioning it. Yeah.
I thought it was just my astute observation, but.
It was just your astute observations, honey.
Also, your dog's being terrible, so I just have to let her out because she's crying in there.
That's
She's
fine.
barking in here.
I think I know exactly why she's being annoying.
Why?
Puppy. She wants another cocktail. She already had one. One's enough. You already have a problem. You're going to AA virtually now, twice a week. Okay. So yeah, this is burrata. We're gonna cut it open and I'll show you exactly what it looks like. Oh yeah, but I was saying if you want to top this with anything else, you can. Pesto is great. You could like saute some mushrooms, throw it on top. Like an olive tapenade would be good. Anything that's kind of like bright and flavorful, just throw it on this. Serve it with some bread, crostini, whatever you want. It's super tasty. It's kind of like a meal ready to go. So I usually just cut a few slices in there and just kind of spread it open. Can you see that? Yeah, okay, good. Got that right in the middle there. Boop. So this is slightly drier than others. Sometimes they kind of come spilling out. It just kind of depends on who's making it and how they make it. So I think that's pretty good. Now, I'm just getting this prepped. We'll dig into this in a few minutes, but there we go. Some olive oil. Let's get some salt on there. See, look at, isn't that, the red is actually kind of, it's a nice color on there. If you do the same with pesto, like it'll just be a green spritz. It's perfect. Yeah, Patty, Bailey is smoking again. She's hitting 2 packs a day. It's getting pretty rough this quarantine. She's just got her paw out the window every single minute I look over there. It's rough. Okay. So it seems like a lot of salt, and it is, but burrata is, it doesn't have any salt in it, so you need something to kind of flavor it up. And unless your bread is really salty, or your crackers, whatever you're serving it with, a little bit of extra salt goes a long way. And here's my favorite, not sponsored, yet. Okay, so step 1 done. Let's prep the broccoli. I'm gonna get this bread heated up. That's my freezer bread. I keep a small supply. I keep 4 of those little mini loaves on hand at any given time for times like these. So you could say I'm a prepper. You could call me that, and you would 100% be correct. Okay. Take a quick sip for this, for our commercial break. Okay, that's good. All right, let's get broccoli. Hold on. Looking for my broccoli. I thought I had it ready to go. Oh, you know what? This is even better. So, that's it. I completely forgot that when this got delivered this morning, that I already chopped some of it up. So this is perfect. It'll save you some time. Freezer bread. So liquefied. No, I don't bake my own yet. But if push comes to shove, I might have to. And actually, I've made bread before once or twice. It's not the end of the world. I know a lot of people have, and they know it's not the end of the world. But I'm okay making it. I haven't done it. myself, but I will. But freezer bread, I get it from our grocery delivery service, Fresh Direct, and it's like they make it themselves. It's a little like a demi baguette kind of size, and they've already sliced it in half, put some butter and some herbs in there. They wrap it in foil, plastic, and freeze it, and that's how they deliver it. And it's great. You just pull it out of the oven, you bake it for a few minutes. Actually, Alexa, set an 8-minute timer, would you, Dar?
8 minutes. Starting now.
In case anybody was curious, that was not quite the full word darling. I don't know what that was. So I was going to let it slide, but I figured somebody else would comment on that, and I wanted to get out in front of it. But yeah, that's what the freezer bread I'm talking about is. You can actually make it yourself if you wanted to. Just get a baguette. If you can find it fresh, slice it in half, put some butter, herbs in there, wrap it up in plastic wrap, freeze it off. It'd probably be good for, I don't know, a month or two, however long bread lasts in there, but it's super handy because then you just pop it in the oven, defrost it, bake it off, and it's super good. My wife and I, whenever we go camping, we'll take those little baguettes. It's awesome. Okay, so I was gonna spend a whole bunch of time chopping this broccoli out, but I don't need to because I forgot that I already did it. I guess that's what happens sometimes in quarantine. You just start doing things and then you forget you do them. But I'm done with those. I will at least prep it to cook. Exactly. Dar, for when you love her, but you're in a hurry. That's exactly it. Okay, so we're gonna be putting this on our little, whatever, is it a quarter sheet? I think it's a quarter baking sheet. I don't know the technical terms. I think it's a quarter sheet. You don't have to use foil. I recommend it because it makes cleanup a breeze, and I'm super lazy. So anytime I can make anything a breeze, I'll do it. Is that? Okay, so hold on. If I do it, there, can you see that better? You know what? Let me zoom out. Yeah, how about that? If I zoom out a little bit, now we can see a little bit better. Okay. Technical difficulties, we're working through everything here. This is all new. Yeah, I see it. You're gonna get your due here in a minute. All right, so that's good. That's all set. This is I just foil wrap, or foil coat. And then, you just want your broccoli in florets. So however your broccoli comes, just kind of cut it off. I usually just cut it into small florets, some big, some small. I like it when they're different sizes because then it makes it a little more fun to eat and things are different. It's not all the same. And you know what? We're gonna just dump all this right in here. There we go. So I actually included the stems in this. You don't have to. You can save the stems for a soup if you wanted to. I actually sometimes freeze some of them, so I've got some handy if I need to bulk up like a broccoli cheddar soup or whatever. But I'm gonna throw them in and roast them. I think they'll be okay. They're a little more dense, so if you do cut them, cut them a little bit smaller than you would a floret, because the floret stuff will brown up relatively quickly, but these need a little bit more time to kind of cook down. Okay, that's good. I kind of feel bad like taking time explaining this one, but all it is, broccoli, a bunch of olive oil. You just want to kind of generously coat everything with olive oil. We'll toss it around, and then salt, and maybe a little pepper. Andrew, yes, you can totally sub out cauliflower since it is end of days and you're gonna use what you got. Yeah, you can sub out cauliflower for broccoli. You might just need to watch it a little bit and see how it cooks slightly differently, but for the most part, it's gonna be pretty good. I usually set my oven to 450, 475. You want it pretty hot. I like when it gets brown and roasted and maybe slightly burnt on the edges. I just think that tastes better. And then the interesting thing is that it's hard for me to tell you an exact time for how long to keep it in the oven, because if it's really fresh broccoli, sometimes it's really moist and it might take closer to like 30 minutes. But sometimes if it's been sitting in your fridge for a while or it's been on the store shelf for a few days, it's not as moist and it may take 20 minutes. So use your judgment, just put it in, plan for 30, maybe 35 minutes and just watch it. You'll smell it and the fire alarm will know if you're burning it. But a little bit of burning is okay, I think. Like, a small bit. You want it just roasted. We're just tossing this around. Hey, welcome, Brennan. Yeah, South Africa, good to see you again. Yeah, lingual file. Stems are great. They're not quite as sexy as the florets, but they're pretty good overall. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I want to see like a little bit of a sheen on everything if I can. So don't be afraid to go a little bit overboard with oil. It's fine. It's olive oil. It's good for your health. And the olive oil is going to be, that'll help transmit the heat into, it'll help like brown. It'll help roast it, brown it up, and make sure everything's good. Okay, that's pretty good. We got some big florets in here. I think that's going to be okay. I honestly don't mind if some of these larger florets, like this stem, are a little bit overcooked. A little bit undercooked. I don't care. That kind of makes it a little more interesting than like the really small ones might get just slightly mushy. They won't. They'll get crispy. But then the big ones have a little bit of not a roasty crispy, but like a raw crispness to them. Does that make sense? I don't know if it makes sense. I don't know, Andrew. Don't know. Said she was gonna be here. Isn't here. There we go. Okay. Now, this is actually a lot more broccoli than I would want to put on that small guy. So I'm going to, I forgot that I prepped this much broccoli. So we're going to redo this on a bigger sheet pan. Don't mind me. I think this is technically like a 2/3 sheet pan. I think that's the right size. I'm not sure. Andrew, do they have magical Reynolds wrap heavy duty for this as well, individual sheets? Or am I still going old school like a Cro-Mag here using the rolls? Stay down. Okay, perfect. Again, you don't have to do this. I just like doing it because it makes cleanup super easy. And then a little dumper do. Boop. Oh, good. We even got some of the leaves in there. Okay, can you see this? Yeah, that looks pretty good. Alexa, stop. Alexa, thank you.
Of course.
I know. Okay. That's hot. Okay, we're gonna set that down there to chill out for a second. Let's kind of spread this out a little bit. We basically just want enough airflow around so that stuff gets roasted. We don't want everything sitting on top of each other in one big pile. But you know what? Don't worry about it too much. You don't have to like distribute it very specifically. This is fine. Okay. Good. And in we go. Can everybody see that? Is that good? Yeah. Okay, good. I fixed the camera issue. We can see this. Beautiful. Alexa, set a 30-minute timer.
30 minutes. Starting now.
Okay, so now let's cut this bread. This is hot. So can you see this? I think you can. Yeah, this is the frozen bread I'm talking about. It's nothing special. It's nothing fancy. It's just a baguette that a store made themselves and froze. And then they put in some butter and some herbs and stuff. But I like it. I think there's some like dried garlic in there. It's super good. Hold on. Beautiful. Oh, you know what? What if we did... Got this white plate. Let's do the black on white. Sounds like a start of a good joke. And let's just start putting some bread on here. Again, this isn't gonna be like a super fancy thing. This is just, I gotta clean some stuff out of my freezer. And you know what? You can use any bread. You can make your own. It doesn't have to be the freezer bread that I'm using. Just use whatever you got. Beautiful. So that, isn't that pretty? We will wash, oh, we gotta wash and dry you later. I ordered a honing steel. I can't remember who, was that Linguophile? I think that was you recommended the non-ceramic, the metallic one, so I've got one on order. I'll give you an update soon. Hopefully I'll be able to cut better. Okay, so this part is ready. I don't know, yeah, you can see that. And just so we don't have to wait the entire, whatever, 45 minutes, 30 minutes I said it was gonna be, let me check on this broccoli here. Oh, that's weird. It cooked way down. No, Real, I did not order a GoPro. This is what it looks like when it comes out. It's nice, it's browned, it's perfect. Even the pan shrinks, which is kind of odd, but that's just the world that we live in. You can leave it as is, or you can top it with a little bit of Parmesan cheese. I'm gonna do that because I just ordered, I just received a fresh pound of Parm, and it wouldn't be an episode of Quarantine Cooking if Anthony didn't put Parm on something. So I'm just gonna put a little bit on here. When it comes fresh out of the oven, it's nice, it'll melt a little bit, it'll smell a little parmy. Perfect. And, you know what? I don't have any bowls that are clean, so we're gonna just do this. Take all this good stuff, put it here. And roll that up. Oh, Alexandra, what do you think? More? Yeah? Okay. And we'll do more. I gotcha. Yes. Perfect. And maybe a little more. Okay, good. You know what? Why not a little over here too? A little parm. Let's mix cheeses. Let's be, you know, it's 2020. Anything goes. We might not see 2021 at this rate. And if we have to mix cheeses now, let's do it. I'm all for it. Maybe another little crack of pepper on this guy. That's it. This is it. This is super easy. Well, I think so. Oh, and what if we did a little bit of this to tie it all together? Wouldn't that be crazy? Should we? We already have someone there. Why not do just a little bit here? And a little more here. Actually, I will pour a little bit of this oil in here because it's nice just to dip the bread in there. I know it only has butter on it, but we need more fats, more oils. It's good for you. This is the healthy fat. So, at least what I've been reading. So, all right, everybody's here. Good. This is it. This is dinner. We have. Can you see it on this bad boy over here? Let's get everything in your field of view until I get my super fancy GoPro top-down vision. We've got burrata with some oil, homemade. We've got bread, home sliced, and then broccoli that I roasted before because I'm a Food Network superstar. And that's already starting to smell good, so we may have a second dose coming up here soon. Oh, real quick, how many pink shirts do I have in my closet? Takeshi Zero, I have, well, minus this one, I have 4 in my closet right now. This one I'm wearing, and I ordered 2 more. So I will have a total of 7 shirts in about a month and a half. If I live to see a month and a half, if Corona doesn't get me first. Oh yeah, Lauren Lane Author is on top of it. She's actually already in there counting them, probably getting them each ready for the burn pile. But yeah, they're there. So that's that's how many I have. I know, Real. Thank God you're not lactose intolerant. If you were, I don't know what you would do. Okay, this is a good dish, and I don't know. Avalikia. Yeah, I know it's enough for a week. What else do you think I wear? I'm not Mr. Pink Shirt Guy for nothing. I wear pink shirts, and that's it. So I have to have one for each day of the week. Yes, Andrew, we are counting the flesh shirt. I'm sure it's just a trick of the camera that the color was messed up, but it's 100% super pink, like way pink, like cotton candy pink. It's definitely not flesh, like white person flesh pink at all. It's not that. Way off. Oh yeah, peach. Wait, no. God, I walked right into that one. Some of them are salmon colored. But I have pink shorts. I could actually do pink top and pink bottom. Okay, we're getting off topic here. We've got lovely broccoli. We've got cheese and bread. A cocktail to go. Oil for the next time. I think we're good. Should we go have dinner? I think we'll just cut it. Let's just end it here. I won't drag this on for too much longer. I'm sure you guys are all just too busy washing your hands to even come back to pay attention to this, because that's the only way we're going to beat Corona, is washing our hands for the first times ever. Onion intolerant Avalikia? No. Oh, that's terrible. Okay. All right, guys. This has been super wonderful. Thank you so much. If you haven't already, be sure to like this stream. And if you've already liked it, then tell somebody else to like it. Please. If you don't like this stream, tell 2 people to like it, because I think that's the only way Google's going to put this in their like with me playlist, and then a lot of other people will get to enjoy the bounty that we're working on here together. Lingua File, another 2-hour live stream. Well, do people want the 2-hour live stream? I was worried. I was actually honestly getting worried. Laura Lane Author, white person flesh. So yeah, I don't know. I didn't know if people liked the longer stream or didn't. I wanted to keep them a little bit tighter, and this one is pretty tight because I'm pretty tight, and I didn't want to be too loose for everyone. So, but if you want me to be loose, I'll be loose. I'll just put it out there. I should not have put that out there. Oh God. Oh yeah, Safrica, subscribe. Okay, so somebody likes the 2-hour streams. Safrica, definitely subscribe. If you aren't already subscribed, all of you watchers out there, streamers, are we streaming? Are we streaming together? Are we No, we're not crossing streams. I know. Okay, you like a long one. I like a long one too, Safrica. I'm a fan of the longer the better for me in general. I always say, I'll take as long as you can give. That's what I say. So, all right. We're going to end this one here. I've got a dog sitting right here waiting for her fair share of I don't even know what she wants. There's no meat here, but she apparently wants some of it. So I'm also trying to read some comments here. Maybe I'm launching a new recipe. Yes, I will do that, Real. Great idea. Okay, we're going to end it here for real this time before more of this martini goes to my head, or the previous 3 drinks go to my head. I'm going to eat this, make sure I don't burn that. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. It's lovely to feel connected with some other people out there in this world when I leave the house only to walk right around the block to take little Miss Bailey for a walk. So I hope all of you are healthy, happy, and getting through quarantine well. And I love Lauren Lane Author. That's enough. Shut it down. Thank you, director. Will do. Okay, we're going to go eat. That's it. Just get out of here. Go. Do I have to end it? I have to end it. God, it's hard for me to end it. Now you know the kind of person I am. It's hard for me to walk away from a conversation. It takes someone like Lauren to be like, oh, have you met this other person? Okay, that's it. We'll see you guys again tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern. Take care. Bye.